Okay guys, so today we're going to be going over the newest Blazing Fest unit, Sage Mode, Hashirama. This guy he looks so good. His art looks really good, even in the pixelated quality that we have it in low saturation and everything. He still looks so amazing. But before we get into just diving into what he actually does, because Anton Labs actually went ahead and fully translated every single thing. He put it up on the Reddit, so shout out to him. I'll make sure to link the Reddit down below if I can remember. But like always, before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like on the video. Just pause it. It doesn't take too long just to leave a like. I mean, hey, and if you're new, make sure you sub to the channel if you enjoy the content. Later on today will also be a Boruto review, so make sure you look out for that. Okay, so we wasted enough time. We're here. We're going to be going over the new unit, Sage Mode Hashirama. He should be released by next Friday. He won't be out this Friday, mainly because we already had a banner this week. Normally when we get Friday new banners, we don't normally get banners on Tuesday or like the update day, unless they're doing like they did with the KCM Naruto banner. They had a banner with KCM Naruto and Sakura, and then gave KCM Naruto a banner by himself, and then they did that with Sakura later on in the week. I don't see that happening with this, so make sure you wait and save your pearls, because this is probably going to come out next week or the week after that. And also, let's go ahead and just say this before we get into the actual update. The anniversary is not until August. We all expected it to be like this Friday or next week sometime, but they're postponing it till August, so you got some time to wait. So even if you don't want to pull on this guy, even though he sounds like he's going to be a really good unit, make sure you save your pearls, or just spin on Hashirama and then save your pearls according on how this Blazing Fest goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over the unit. The first Hokage, Hashirama, is an almighty ninja that is useful in any situation. Hashirama's abilities to reduce incoming damage and has a jutsu that inflicts debuffs. Arrives in Blazing Fest, we already know that. Unmatched for Valor, that's going to be his title most likely. He will reverse any situation. He's a god of shinobi. Attain this power. I'm pretty sure that's just to hype him up. I don't really feel like he's going to reverse anything really. I think someone mentioned, I think Shiny mentioned in his video that he thought that he would be able to use like his ult to like reverse his last move. Most like that won't be it. He said that in his video as well. That's just like some spitballing shit. I think that's just to hype him up, period. Oh, mobilize and seal jutsu for the enemy. Ultimate ninjutsu. I don't know how to say that. I'm not even going to try. By sealing the movement of your opponent, you can greatly increase your chance to fight. So we know about both his ninjutsu and his ultimate ninjutsu. So his regular ninjutsu most likely would be dealing with the wood dragon in his art picture, and most likely that will inflict a debuff of some kind, most likely an attack debuff. Kind of like we see with Phantom Castle Hinata, most likely it'll be the same range and everything. Well, they can change the range up, but I'm guessing since it's a dragon, and most of the time when we see water dragons, especially with Zabuza or Kakashi, they're very small boxes, but they're also AoE, so most likely we can expect an AoE debuff. Now, only thing else that can make that any better, in my opinion, is having him have a really decent attack and have it to where he's a decent range, and also a very low chakra cross. Now most likely he won't have a very low chakra cross, but maybe 5 to 6 is decent to me. If he goes to 7 or 8, I'm gonna cry. So for his ultimate ninjutsu, we already know the name. We know it's gonna immobilize and seal, and if we look at the bottom right of the picture, that looks like his 1,000-hand golem that he uses against Madara when they actually fight, and I think he uses it one other time before, I don't remember. But it's a dope ass jutsu. It's also his ultimate ninjutsu in Ultimate Storm Force, so most likely that just proves it more. Right beside it, we see an arrow pointing over to another part of a gameplay, and we see Madara immobilized, and he actually has 2 jutsu effects. If you look really closely to the Madara, you have one line of text and then another line of text below him. That only happens when he has 2 types of debuffs activated to him at one time. A key example is when Jiraiya uses his Dark Swamp and you slip damage and immobilize someone at the same time. It puts in a little immobilization symbol first, and then it'll have the slip damage and then under the immobilization. So most likely this will be the same. So maybe instead of having a chance to immobilize or jutsu seal, maybe they do both. Maybe they actually immobilize and jutsu seal at the same time every single time. That would be crazy. So far, breaking down this unit, we have a Hashirama with an unknown attack, unknown range, and unknown abilities. You probably can speculate his abilities a little bit, which I'll do in a second. But we do know his jutsus. The first ninjutsu most likely is going to be a wood dragon with a box shape of probably like Kakashi Hatate's the bravery one, or Zabuza's, the Blazing Fest Zabuza, have one of their water dragon boxes, maybe a custom box for him, so that way it's a little bit different from the other two. But most likely this will work just like the water dragon. Most likely is going to be an AoE attack, and it will also do attack debuffs or some type of debuff of some kind. And his ultimate ninjutsu would be his 1,000 hand Sage Mode statue, which will do immobilization and jutsu seal. And looking at the picture, we can't tell if his AoE or not, because there's only a Madara on the field, because the other two units are actually on the team. So sadly we're not able to tell you if it's an AoE for the ultimate ninjutsu or not. Since his main jutsu is a debuff AoE attack, most likely I don't see his ultimate ninjutsu being something that can seal and immobilize at the same time. I don't see it being an AoE attack. Most likely it's going to be a single attack jutsu, but that's also just fine for a boss noob. But at the same time, it can also be a badass AoE attack. So now what we're going to do, we're going to try to guess his abilities that he will have on his actual character. Now we know he's going to have an attack debuff of some kind or a debuff of some kind, and we know he's going to mobilize and seal. So most likely we'll have some type of debuff percentage up and immobilize percentage up and seal percentage up. So most likely those are going to be his abilities, but we also can get some of the newer abilities that we've been getting, like the ones Madara has, to where if he uses his ultimate ninjutsu, he has a chance of using 0 chakra. He's possible to have that one. And I can also see him having the one to where Sage Mode Naruto has, the way if you get his last ability, that he will actually, his ultimate ninjutsu will actually turn into an AoE attack. That shit would be dope, but I'm only expecting the average immobilize and seal. And one thing that I did not mention in the entire video is that he reduces incoming damage. Now with that being said, most likely he will also have some abilities or like a field skill or something like that that pretty much makes him to where he takes less damage to a certain unit, or maybe just takes less damage overall. Now this would be really handy running opposite element raids, or running a certain element raid, or even running him on a fucking rainbow team, because if he just takes reduced damage, kind of like the way Yugito takes reduced damage to body units, if he takes his reduced damage to every single unit, you can pretty much just run him to stall every time, and he's going to be the most OP rainbow unit that we have out. So I really can't wait to see what this unit is actually going to do. He seems like a very badass unit. Seems not broken, but very, very good. Now, most likely we'll get art leaks and stuff later on in the week, so most likely I won't do another video on it, but you'll see all the other YouTubers do a video on it when all that releases. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like. Let me comment down below what you think about this new Sage Mode Hashirama. Anyway, guys, I'll see you the fuck later. Peace.